wanted to kind of gather up some kitchen tools that are extremely helpful when finely chopping, dicing, or mincing ingredients for recipes, especially when what you're mainly used to is a knife. But one of the first things I wanted to talk about was this. It's a mini food processor or a mini chopper. This one is by Kitchen Smith and it was about $10 from Target. These range anywhere from $10 to $50. Cuisinart has a little mini food processor. What I love about it is a food processor has so many components that go into it that require a lot of cleaning. They are great tools, but when you're just trying to chop an onion or some cloves of garlic, this is a great tool. Half an onion and just quartered it. I'm just gonna stick it in here, close this lid, lock it into place. And there you have finely minced onion. You could obviously process it a little bit more to get even more fine of a dice. This works great with herbs and other things like garlic. What it doesn't work well on is flax seeds or spices. For that, you will have to use a coffee grinder or a spice grinder. You can certainly do citrus juices by buying them shelf stable in the grocery store. They have lemon and lime juice, which is actually a really good product. If you want to use fresh citrus, I have a citrus juicer, and this is from Sharpeners, and I love this one because of these gears right here. Easier on your hands and using your hand strength, and this is a really good option. Again, I'll try and link all of these things below in this video so that you can look them up. But this one I've had for about almost 13 years now, and it has held up extraordinarily well. I use this thing a lot. You always put your citrus flesh side down in a juicer. This works really well with those gears and being able to press down on the hard citrus. This gives you extra leverage. Another tool that I love is a mandolin. This is just a simple handheld mandolin from OXO, and it has a guard with it. It has 3 different settings that you can set it to for thickness of slices. This thing cuts so well, a little too well, so you always want to make sure to use the guard to protect your fingers. I can't tell you how many times I've cut myself by not using the guard. Sometimes with some ingredients it's hard to use the guard. The guard doesn't work well on peppers and that kind of thing, so I'll leave a little bit of room for myself so I don't slice my fingers. But if you wanted to, they have chainmail gloves that you can use that will definitely protect your hands. This is just a great way to slice things, especially hot peppers if you don't want to really touch that, and I can show you how to use it. Put it on, and the guard really just protects your hand from getting cut. And then you have slices of potato or citrus or tomatoes that works really well on. Another tool that I love to use in the kitchen is a microplane. They have all different sizes of the microplane. You can use it to zest citrus fruits. I use these a lot to grate fresh ginger, and with the ginger I grate frozen ginger. I'm going to show you how this microplane works now with a piece of frozen ginger that I've had in my freezer. You don't have to peel the ginger, you just do it on the microplane, and that's how it works. It's so easy, and doing it from frozen, it's much less fibrous. So you see the little fibers in the ginger still get in there, but look at how much you get. It's really easy to do it that way. So this is a microplane. It also does really well with citrus and garlic. There's other options for ginger. You can buy already minced ginger. They have this. This is in the pantry section. It's a shelf stable. It does have to be stored in the refrigerator after you use it, but this is a great option if you don't want to mince your fresh ginger. You can also buy these tubes. This is the Sprouts brand, but they have Gourmet Garden has a brand. These are near produce in your grocery store, And this is just a ginger paste. It's just ground ginger and a few other extracts and things to keep it fresh. You can also, if you get your garlic clove, you can do this on the microplane as well, and it gets a really fine mince for garlic. That's an easy way to do it. You have to have already peeled garlic to do that though. So this is a great tool for a lot of different uses. Now getting into garlic press. My favorite garlic presses are heavy duty metal garlic presses. This one is from Dream Farm and it's called the Garject. They have a plastic version. I prefer this one because it has a little bit more heft and it doesn't require, because it has more heft, it doesn't require quite as much pressure from you to get the garlic out. This is an awesome tool because I don't know that many people realize you can do garlic in a garlic press with the skin on. You do not have to take the skin off of the garlic to put it in here. Peel and all, stick it into the compartment and close it down. And it'll come out this side. And then if you open it, it has this clever little part that kind of peels it off. You could use your finger too if you needed to. Obviously, when it comes to garlic, you can always buy already peeled garlic in the produce section of your grocery store. You can also buy minced garlic. This is from Delalo and it's in the pantry section. They also have what's called garlic paste. Again, this is Sprouts, but they have the Gourmet Garden version as well. These are refrigerated and near the produce. I want to make a video in the future specifically about knives. Knives can be a scary thing, but what you need to know is that knives come in different sizes. So this is a 10-inch chef's knife. That's my husband's favorite. It fits his hand the best. For me, it fits, but it's still a little too big, so I prefer our 8-inch chef's knife. That's the most important thing about knives that I don't think people realize is knives, especially chef's knives, come in different sizes. Generally, they range from about 6 inches to 12. The other important thing, and we'll get into, I'm going to try and do another video where we explain how to figure out what knife size, especially right now not being able to go into stores, and even when you can, you generally don't get to pick up the knives. They're generally already in packages. But if you can try out a knife in a store, I highly recommend it, because you may surprise yourself with what you're comfortable with doing with it. But one of the most important things about a knife is a dull knife is a more dangerous knife. It's kind of opposite of what you would think. You really want to use a sharp knife to cut things, and there's usually those handheld knife sharpeners which can be a little tricky. There are these knife sharpeners and you just run the blade through these sections. So there's a coarse setting and a fine setting, and if you do this though, you only need to do it like twice a year. You don't have to sharpen your knives every time you go to use them with this kind of a tool. You'll end up ruining your knives. So if you just do this a couple times a year, this will help keep your knives nice and sharp so that you stay safe.
I hope that these tips and tricks help you to try recipes that you didn't know you could do before, and to learn and use new techniques and ingredients in your nutrition journey.